Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 21 with our Tour Through History series continuing on into the year 1885. This particular episode will be the last one for Detroit, whether I win or whether I lose the World Series, or if I even make the playoffs. So I'm gonna ask you guys to bear with me here, and in case you did miss the update video last week, I'm setting myself in the future a hard 10 seasons with one team, and if I haven't at least made the playoffs once by then, I probably will just change to a different team to keep things interesting for me and to keep things interesting for you. We find ourselves at this stage eighth in the overall draft order, and we have a few things that we need to take care of. First of all, it might be time to move on from Tommy Bond. I'm not sure, but I'm starting to think that. His strikeout per walk ratio is dropping. He allowed a lot more hits as well. And the fewest innings he's ever pitched for me in his career. Adonis Terry has been a revelation and had a fantastic season. I think he'll get some Rookie of the Year votes. At least I hope he does. And Bill Stearns was serviceable, but if we look at his peripherals, 1883 was the weird year. Like, he certainly hasn't been bad the last couple of seasons, but his walk rate was minuscule. Not that it's been large the other seasons, but quite clearly this is the outlier season. He's still been productive, and all of our starters were productive. If this is our starting trio for next season, I have no objections to that whatsoever. Were we as good as, say, the Browns staff? No. But I think a lot of that is just baseball being weird. And honestly, a lot of our offense just stopped hitting. Now, part of this could be the fact that this is the longest season in Major League history thus far. But I mean, when you go from being above league average, to significantly below league average, I don't know. I don't know that I have a true sense of how good most of these players are. I mean, Buster Hoover was fantastic, and I think he'll be an excellent player for us. But I mean, Bill Gleason looked like hot garbage, and again, he was much better last season. Jack Farrell, again. Somebody pointed out a lot of pitchers got added to the league, and they're definitely correct that could be what brings us down. Or brought us down, rather. So what we're going to do this offseason is we're going to try to draft a good player. I'm kidding, but only by a little bit. I wouldn't mind a really great center fielder. But then Buster Hoover is such a tremendous hitter, and I have so many great hitters in the minors that I'm not even convinced center field is the area we need the most help with. I mean, Frank Aline is gobsmackingly awesome as a hitter. I took him in the 4th round, my dudes. The 4th round. We have a ton of really talented prospects that we just don't have a clear place to play them. And while that's fantastic for us in terms of this is good news, it's not so fantastic when it comes to how do I even make sense of this? Who do I want to be on my team in 2 or 3 seasons? Um, because I've got about 5 elite hitting outfielders for 3 spots. And if Buster Hoover is just a flash in the pan, that's fine. But I mean, I look at a player like Frank Oline, and it's like he is the on-base engine that this team needs to survive, and he's a good left fielder too. I think we really need to make some trades. I'm just not convinced who I'd want to trade. That is my biggest concern right now. I don't know who of these outfielders is least likely to replicate the success they've had in the past. I think Swartwood is the keeper, for sure, 100%. So then it comes down to none of you can play center except for Stovey, and then only kinda. But Stovey's also the best power hitter on this team by a pretty substantial margin. And I don't think that's something I can afford to just give up. So then it comes down to 3 players for 3 spots. And Tip O'Neill and Frank Oline are almost the exact same player. The difference being that Oline is just an otherworldly contact hitter, and O'Neill is merely very good at all aspects of hitting. And I frankly don't know how to solve this issue. I don't know which of our many outfielders might be moved to another position and still be productive. Like, yeah, I could make Buster Hoover play shortstop, and he'd be terrible at it. I could make Frank Oline play second base, and he'd be terrible at it. I could make Taylor Schaefer play second base, and he wouldn't hit his way out of a wet paper bag. In fact, I'm going to actually ding you to double A to get you a bit more experience at a bit easier position. So that's where we are, my friends. I really don't know how to solve the apparent issue that we have. And I guess one solution is moving on from John Morrill. Is any of you good at first? Of course you're not. I mean, I see a guy like Frank Oline, and I think I could probably make him a first baseman. That's one possibility. I mean, I did acquire Jim Field, who had a pretty okay Major League debut for the few at-bats he actually played. But yeah, we're just in this weird situation where there's an oversupply of certain kinds of players and an undersupply of others, and no one is trading the one for the other. Stovey play first? Stovey could play first, albeit very badly. The other possibility is we think about increasing we think about turning up the injuries, because right now it's on very low. And I don't want to put it on normal because I think we'd all be destroyed, but I think it's something else to consider. The last possibility is that we need to check these outfielders to see if any of them have giant holes in their swing. Buster Hoover is marginally better against left-handed pitching. Okay. Harry Stovey is marginally better against left-handed pitching. Ed Swartwood is significantly better against right-handed pitching, but his talent as a against left-handed pitchers is still so incredibly high that I don't see benching him for that. I don't think it's worth it to play platoon to that degree. Uh, Tip O'Neill is good either way. Franco Lean basically goes from borderline megastar to pretty okay. Um, so here, I guess, and I also need to figure out who we're going to draft too. Like, I'm not upset that Bill Gleason did badly. I'm upset that he did so badly relative to his previous 2 seasons. Like, his track record tells me he's not a great offensive player. And maybe he never has been. He's an average contact hitter with average discipline who doesn't strike out very much. Which is like a line balance description of 2/3 of the hitters in the 19th century. Like, I will replace him in a heartbeat. I would replace Farrell in a heartbeat. Although Farrell, I think, has a much better chance to be exceptional with a bit of luck. Third base is the most obvious place we need help at. Because whether you pick Herm Dosher or Mike Muldoon, they're both terrible. Can I make a lean into a third baseman? He doesn't have the arm for it. We have an abundance of riches, and I don't know how to use them to fix our problems. Of all the players that I have, Buster Hoover is probably the most expendable. And here's why I say that. He's not as good as Olean or O'Neill. And I guess that's it, really. Like, Hoover's only 21. If I put him in the minors to season, and if he became the on base machine that he might be able to, I would be over the moon with keeping him there. Tip O'Neill doesn't have a lot to prove in the minors. Other than, why in the hell is he still pitching? Why is someone who is so manifestly bad at throwing baseballs? I don't know. So that's one short-term solution, which is let Hoover go to the minors and let him develop and see if he can get the truly exceptional plate discipline and contact and avoidance of strikeouts that would make him a top-tier hitter for years to come. I really don't want Stovey in center anymore, but of all the hitters, he's probably the most indispensable because he is a legit power hitter, which we just don't have at all. Like, if we ignore Stovey, my number 2 power hitter is Swartwood, and my number 3 is my second baseman. And then I have nothing. Curse the Stovey problem. Oh well. I'm also not going to make a decision on what to do with them until spring training. And I might have a couple people experiment with other positions. We'll just see what happens. Let us sim through awards. I have a trade proposal already. You will give me Ed Cogswell for George Creamer and Bill Wise. How about no? Yeah, that's how I feel about that. How about now? Silver Slugger to Swartwood and Stovey. I didn't get any votes for Rookie of the Year. That is pretty zany. What? Buster Hoover got one vote, and Adonis Terry got none? Like, what the hell, game? I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it, but whatever. I'm not mad about it or anything. I'm just genuinely stunned that I don't even get like a handful of votes, but whatever. I didn't want to do it anyway. Um so this is another draft where there's a lot of good-ish players, but not a lot of players that are like this is going to transform your franchise. And with this team, we might very well win the World Series this year. You will give me Jack Burdock, a great defensive third baseman who can't hit, for George Creamer. And I'm going to be honest, pass. And I'm going to go ahead and mark him as not interested. I just don't see the point. I don't see the point in trading for a mediocre third baseman. Alright. Okay. Is there anyone eligible? No. Alright. I would like to find a player. I want to find hitters who play third base with an overall ranking of, let's say, 60 and potential of at least 60. Okay. So here are some allegedly excellent third basemen. Okay. Artie Latham is an outstanding player. Can I acquire him, and for how much? What if I offered you? Now, bear with me here. Tip O'Neill and Frank Olin. Okay, I can't even offer that. Okay, so the White Stockings laugh in my face. They're actually the future Cubs, if I'm not mistaken. Completely and utterly reasonable. Louisville, I don't think I'd want him at third base. Cap Anson is a racist piece of crap, but he's also an amazing player. Oh. Now that is interesting. That is very interesting. You'd give me a top-level third baseman for a top-level right fielder, but I'm a team that has several outfielders. I will think very strongly about that deal. Roger Connor, you can't play third. I like Ned Williamson even better than I like Cap Anson. What would you cost me? Nobody. And if I offered you, say, Tip O'Neill, then it gets into Swartwood. I mean, the ultimate challenge trade here would be Swartwood for Anson. And as much as I don't like the human being, I can't deny that he would fill our team's biggest need instantly. Like, without question. There is nothing about him that would not instantly transform our franchise. But I'd be giving up a truly elite level player for him. And a player who's 12 years younger. Not 12 years younger, 7 years younger. Now, if I trade him and call up Oline, or if I trade him and play... I can't play O'Neill in left field. I could move Hoover. I can't move Hoover. Or do we trade Swartwood for Anson, pick up a new shortstop, or sorry, shift Stovey to right field and then pick up a new center fielder? I have options. And it's so hard to get... Okay, before I consider this, is Arlie Latham arguably even better? He's certainly younger than Anson. I mean, Pete Browning is fantastic, but can't play the position very well. Anson is the best of these three right this second. Will he always be the best of these three? I don't know. Browning is the best offensive player of these three, and I'm not convinced he's actually a third baseman. Oh god, he's a dumpster fire at third base. No, go away, Pete Browning. Just don't bring it up. I really like Arlie Latham. I really like this combination of discipline and speed and excellent defense. And he is even younger than Swartwood. I mean, I could also try to pick up Buck Ewing. But I'm also think Sam Trott's not terrible. And I want to fill the biggest hole I've got, not make another hole. Or again, like a King Kelly, but I don't think that's likely. Is Latham... Like, I guess I can wait until the draft and then decide. You know what? Let's go to the draft and then I can decide. Because if I don't get a center fielder, I don't want to trade Swartwood. And if I get a great third baseman in the draft, then I don't want to trade Swartum for that either. Okay. There are 5 truly elite prospects. 2 starters, a second baseman, and a right fielder. And there's a couple of good to middling center fielders. I'm not thinking of Jimmy Wynn, that was the toy cannon. Third base, Billy Nash is fine, but very raw. And Denny Lyons is equally fine but very raw. Now I do pick 8th. But here's what I'm thinking. If he falls to me, I might take Jim McTammany. Jimmy Ryan is the more complete player, though. Yeah, I think I'd take Jimmy Ryan now that I think about it. And then I trade Swartwood for a third baseman. If those guys are both gone, Billy Nash and Denny Lyons might be great third basemen some days, but they're not great now. And that actually increases the chances that I would try to take a trade for Cap Anson. Because then I'm looking for a 1 or 2 year rental, not a all-time great third baseman. That's my strategy. We're going to see who's actually left by the time I draft. Billy Nash and Jim McTammany. Nobody wanted Reddy Mack? Huh. If I was going best player available, I'd take Reddy Mack, but I'm not. I need to fill holes. I need to fill needs so that we can try to make ourselves more competitive this season. So. If I draft Jim McTammany, which I might do, he becomes the new center fielder. Stovey shifts to right, and I trade Swartwood for one of the younger third basemen. Or, how good is Ed Greer? Ed Greer is a great defensive center fielder, but he's awful at hitting. I could also take Egyptian Healy, but I don't like his lack of control, and I think he's pretty raw. And I'm actually kind of fine with my starting pitchers as they are at the moment. I could also get Billy Nash. He's basically as good as Larum, or Harlem, or whatever his name was. I can't remember at the moment. And all it'd cost me would be a first-round draft pick. And then I trade for Cap Anson to try to get us over the hump and to warm the spot until Nash is ready to play. So, the question is, how important is it to me that we win this season as opposed to next season? Because I'm only going to be here for 2 more seasons. And actually, I guess that's a really important point to me, isn't it? It's actually a very important point. So I shouldn't, although I normally wouldn't say we're going to rush and try to win the World Series this season. I think this gives us the best team on the field right now. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Tammany, and we're going to trade for Cap Anson. And in fact, I don't want them to change their minds. First of all, before I do that, who does Cap Anson currently play for? Is he in the AL or the NL? He plays for the Philadelphia Athletics. So this is actually trading with a division rival. I don't think it gets him over the hump, though. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to offer you Ed Swartwood. You think I should ask for more? I mean, I can try. Can I get Jim Donnelly? No. And that makes sense. I wouldn't take that deal either. I could take Chris Fulmer and get an extra center field player. That's a possibility. I could get Hank O'Day. Maybe. No. Like, I get it, Krabby Tom, that you think I should ask for something more, but I don't know what that something more is. I mean, I guess I could look for an upgrade at first. That is the other position that we could do to feel a little bit better. How are you as a catcher? You're pretty solid. You'd actually make a pretty decent backup catcher. What do you say about John Cairns? He definitely needs more. How much more? He will take my absolutely god-awful catcher here. I'm going to make this deal. And then John Cairns, I'm either going to make you my starting catcher or my backup catcher. I haven't decided yet. Like, Sam Trott is a lot better against right-handed pitching. And you're about the same. I could platoon the two of you. I've got options. Alright, back to the draft. Auto pick until my next pick. I'll take Bill Vinton. And then this is mostly garbage, so I'm just going to go ahead and say you can draft who you want to game. I'm pretty sure we've made the right call. I think I can say that with conviction. Does Morrill have? No, he doesn't. Okay. We'll figure it out. I will, if I need to, make Olean play first base and figure out how to handle it. Like, I'm hoping that Anson can at least replace some of Swartwood's production. I can shift Stovey to right, which will help our defense. And the rookie could come in and play center. And then we can figure out what to do with the rest of the team. Anyone here I need to put on the roster? Nope. I don't feel amazing about having Cap Anson on my team because he was a pretty big racist. But I feel good about having his bat. I mean, my job is to win, right? And I think he helps us win this season, which is something I can't say about pretty much any other player on the team. You instantly get called up, and you're gonna be my opening day center fielder, because you're much better at it than Stovey was. Let's try to trade Muldoon and see if I can get a first baseman. So you're gonna get a really good one. Mike Dorgan, you can't really play first. Perry Warden, you might someday be an okay first baseman, but you're not right now. Yeah, that's fine. What if I throw in Dosher? Just go balls to the wall. No. Okay, that's fine. Nope. I mean, I could just make George Creamer a first baseman, but he's just not that impressive to me as a hitter. Ooh, you sneaky little sausage. You have raised my budget. That's nice. Tommy Boyd got a tiny bit better. Bill Wise got a tiny bit worse. McTammany got a little better. Bill Vinton got a lot better. And then the rest of this is fine. Okay. Spring training begins. So, I am going to go ahead and let the AI set this lineup. And we'll see what you tell me. And then I will make decisions as appropriate. This is fine. I completely get why you're coming from this angle. And I like that you're having lots of people play. So that we'll get a better sense once the season actually starts. Who the best fit is for any given position. Bill Wise got significantly better, apparently. There's Stearns. There's my two catchers. Morrill's eye got better. Frank O'Lean is just like, I'm just better now. And on another team, he probably is. I don't like my ace getting worse, but I also can't do anything about that. McTammany got better. Stovey got a little bit worse. Olin got significantly worse, but still not bad. Okay. Top 100 prospects. I don't even have anyone in the top 10, and I'm not sure I deserve it. And we got a couple of minor injuries. That's fine. Who goes back to the minors? Al Nichols, I'm just releasing you. Is there anything else I would like? Like, here is the thing, my friends. I am not overly impressed by Buster Hoover. So I think I'm going to send Buster to AAA to master his craft. Because I'd rather have him playing every day and getting better as a left fielder and mastering that than I would keeping him in the minors. And I'm gonna platoon Olin and O'Neill because why not? When you have two hitters that are that great and they're near mirror images for each other, why wouldn't you try that? I'm not saying it's the best possible choice, but I'm saying it's a pretty darn good one. Tip O'Neill, I would like you to not be flagged as a two-way player, please. You are going to be a hitter and nothing else. Okay, so I'm going to nuke the lineups and nuke the depth charts. I'm going to rebuild this from scratch. Okay, batting ratings. The very best hitter on this team is Cap Anson. The very best power hitter on this team is Harry Stovey. These two positions will not change. I forgot Aline has no gap power. We'll figure something out. Tip O'Neill is the leadoff hitter against right-handed. Sorry, no. Aline is against right-handed pitching. That's what I decided, right? Yeah. Now the question is, who's my number 2 hitter? And I think it's actually Tammany. I think this is a perfectly fine setup to the top of the lineup. Who's got some power that doesn't have a role on the offense yet? John Cairns, you can handle either batter pretty well. You're only good against lefties. So I'm going to let Sam Trott be the number 5 hitter. I'm going to take a chance on John Morrill as the number 6 hitter. I'm going to leave a spot for the pitcher. And then we're going to play Farrell and last but certainly not least, Gleason. Okay. Backing up. Tip O'Neill, you're going to be the backup at left field and right field. No, that's not what I said, game. Oh my gosh. What the hell, game? There we go. And I'm going to have a very short leash on Mr. Olin here, and that I will happily bench him for O'Neill if he doesn't turn out to be that great. Center field is going to be Warner. Catcher is going to be John Cairns, and also... Is he better than Morrill? I don't think so, but it's pretty darn close, right? And then you're going to start if they're tired. And then backing up second is going to be Mr. Kramer. Backing up third is going to be Dosher. Backing up short is going to be Force. You know what? Let's just generate the depth chart. I think that's easier. I don't want O'Neill playing every other game. I don't want Cairns. I don't mind him starting at first. That's fine with me. O'Neill every 10 games. I'll let you get a start in left field when there's a righty on the hill. And then we're going to copy the lineup and the depth chart. I'm going to paste those over here. And this is just going to be real simple, my friends. Karen's in for Trot and O'Neal in for Olin. And then Olin there and Trot there. I am perfectly fine with this lineup. And I'm equally fine with this pitching staff. I'm going to let Bobby Mitchell be a lefty specialist. He pitched a lot. He hasn't been exceptional any of his seasons. So let's use him for that. And then Bill Wise, you could definitely be a long reliever. Borderline starter. Alright, friends, let's start the season. I mean, the best hitter in the AL being my center fielder is pretty crazy. I'm gonna tell you true there. I definitely didn't predict that. If I look at my team home screen, people that I thought would hit aren't hitting, and people that I thought wouldn't hit are. But it's also less than 100 at bats. Sorry, it's 101 plate appearances. And Olin is not the problem. So I think we just maybe give it another month and see how things are going. Pitching-wise, Bill Stearns is a bit of an issue that we might need to solve. I'll think about that going forward. Okay. So we're only down by 3.5. And we're not hitting. I mean, I guess we're first in runs scored. We're kind of bad at defensive efficiency. Alright. We need to make a couple of changes here. Alright. First base. Who's the one who could play first a bit? Oh, that was Buster Hoover, wasn't it? I'm gonna let Karen start all the time at catcher now. Because Trot is just playing like shit. And maybe that'll give the lineup a bit of a jolt. And then what do I do about Morrill? Do I trade you? I think I trade you. I'm just curious, what kind of offense can I get out of this? I mean, I get Alex Voss, who is an amazing pitcher. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and take Billy Sarad, and I'm going to say go ahead. I'm sorry that the team is sad that I got rid of John Morrill, but he can't hit. Oh, Buster Hoover plays third, but not first. Hoover's destroying the ball I would rather call him up and let him just stand around at first base. Let's do it. Buster Hoover, you're now a first baseman. I know you've never played the position before in your entire career, but I'm sure you'll figure it out and you'll be great. There we go. And if Stovey doesn't pick it up awful soon, I'm probably gonna think about benching him or even trading him. But we'll wait on that because I don't have a really good power hitter besides him, so I am not gonna. To be honest, I don't really care who my coaches are, so let's just bring them all back. You know what? Sure. Mm-hmm. There we go. Delightful. Okay. So right now, we just need the Browns to cool off. That's really what we need. Or we need to just get... Now that we're so hot, we need to play them a bunch. Just so we can take them down a few pegs. Tommy Bond and Adonis Terry both made the roster. Swartwood made it for Philadelphia, which is fine. Francoline made it. Stovey made it. Cap Anson made it. And there we go. Very nice. Oh, really? I have to put him on the 40-man? Okay. I didn't realize that. Go pitch in AAA. Man, St. Louis will not cool down. I don't know if this is just our lineup is not hitting when it needs to, but... Like, okay, McTammany is probably not a great fit as a number 2 hitter. But I also don't know where else to play him. Yeah, I'm somehow number 1 in runs scored. I don't know how that's possible, given how bad some of my hitters are. I mean, I don't know what more we can do. I genuinely don't. Other than hope that the Browns make a mistake. That something bad happens to them and that I can therefore take advantage. You would give me Mac MacArthur for some guy named Gracie Pierce. No. Denied. Like, I mean, I know we don't have a great offensive catcher, and I don't know that one is available. Buster Hoover's not really working out offensively, but maybe just needs some time. I mean, I just don't know what we can do other than just hope that our hitters that aren't doing well get hot. And again, and it sounds like a broken record, but it's true that St. Louis cools the fuck off. Because it is absurd how many games they win every season. And talent-wise, like, yeah, they've got some really great players like Fred Dunlap and Dan Brothers. But they're just not clearly better than I am, in my opinion. So I think we just have to keep going, and I think it's the only solution is just we keep playing, we keep getting better as a team, and we hope that we can catch the Browns on an extended dive. Because there is no other solution to this problem. There just isn't. Like, I know you're offering me all these ridiculously stupid trades, but I don't really need bullpen help. Do I? If I need bullpen help, I've got a bullpen in the minors that's just waiting for a spot. You know what, Russ McKelvey, if you're garbage, then I will get rid of you and promote, like, Vinton. Yeah, you know what, dude? You gone. I can and have done better with Mr. Vinton here. Use him as a middle reliever. There we go. I just don't know. I don't know how we can fix this. I don't know. Okay, where are we falling flat? We don't strike people out. I don't know how to fix that. And that's our only real flaw? Like, I mean, I guess I can bump Buster Hoover and have him start hitting for second. I mean, Hoover's better than McTammany, I guess. But it's like McTammany is bad either. I just don't know where to play him yet. And let's be real. We're looking for a pretty drastic improvement in the team if we do improve. And the only way I can see that we can improve is by getting a better starter. So you know what we're going to do? I am going to offer Tip O'Neill up for a starting pitcher. I just want to see what kind of offers are made for me. I can get the only Nolan. He's not appreciably better than anyone I've got. Same. I mean, I could add Charlie Buffington, but is he actually better than my current starters? And I think the answer to that question is no. So I'm just going to accept whatever happens. And if that means I fall short of the playoffs again, then oh well. Because at this point, the positions where I need the most help are positions I can't easily find improvement at. Like, I would need a truly exceptional, top-notch baseball player to really move the needle. And even then, I'm not sure that it makes a difference because of the Browns. Like, we're just trapped. We are trapped in a conference where the Browns are like 2% better, and that's enough to give them a golden ticket pathway to the playoffs. And there's nothing I can do about that. I mean, hey, look, we missed the playoffs again, and whatever. I'm not even mad about it anymore. It's a stupid system, and yeah. Oh, apparently I have to hire a new bench coach, whatever. Like, I don't know. Personnel, Nick Young, I'm going to promote you. You're going to be my new bench coach. Christian Griffin, you can come in and be my AAA manager, whatever. That's just where we are, friends. There is no conceivable way we'll ever make the playoffs as long as we're blocked by him. Damn, Jim McTamaney won a Gold Glove in his first season. That's pretty cool. Silver Sluggers. Olin and Stovey. I mean, admittedly, I could have just kept Swartwood and had him play first. But on the other hand, he was god-awful at it. Frank Olin won Rookie of the Year. I'm glad he did. That is a wonderful name. Cannonball Titcomb. Oh. Brilliant. But I'm probably not going to be able to draft him. We actually have someone that's eligible now, and it's Lip Pike, and abso-fucking-lutely not. Like, no. You are not deserving of a Hall of Fame spot. So, sorry. It's laughable that you would be the first ever Hall of Famer in our game. I hope you get 0% of the vote. Wilbur Robertson would be a nice pickup if he's available and if he turns out the way he did IRL. Sure, I get the second worst draft pick just because the Browns basically are invincible. Farmer Vaughn might be an interesting player someday, but he's not going to start anytime soon. Oh, I see the issue. Please pick my scout. I honestly don't care who we draft. I think I'm just worn out with this team. I'm just going to say, you know what? You can do it, scouting director. I believe in you. Because I'm done with this team after this year anyway. There is nothing that's going to convince me otherwise. So I guess the question right now is there a way to fill the team's holes with available talent? And I don't even know what those holes are. Like, let's keep something in mind here. Haha, Browns, for all your freaking bullshit, you still haven't won a World Series. Let someone else have a turn, you jackass. We have finished well above 500 in 4 of the last 5 seasons. And it's not our fault we haven't made the playoffs. We were 60-36 in 1877. That wasn't good enough to make the playoffs. If I'm pulling in 60, 70 wins and I'm not making the playoffs, I am happy with that. I'm not happy we're not making the playoffs, but there's also nothing I can do about it. There's no way that I can get like the 1% improvement that pushes us over the brink Because what I need most of all is I need the Browns to fail. And I also need better catchers. Maybe that's an option. Who knows? Hoover, you're going to bat fifth this season. I mean, I could get a better offensive shortstop. If I trade Tip O'Neill, will anyone give me a shortstop? I wonder. I mean, Tom Barlow's an amazing shortstop who can't hit. I don't need one of those. Here's another great shortstop who can't hit. I'm noticing a pattern here. I could pick up a Cy Sutcliffe and have him play first. I mean, he had a crappy first season, though. Like, a really bad first season. A guy like Sam Wise, maybe? Pick him up to play some first. Then again, Buster Hoover's not the issue. The issue is my shortstops and my second baseman. Is Jack Rowe better than Gleason? I don't know the answer to that. He might be. He's been offensively pretty consistently okay. I don't know. I almost feel like our best bet is just to do it again and hope that things get better. Like, I don't know what's happened to Bill Gleason. I genuinely don't. Bill Gleason went from one of the best offensive players in the majors to one of the worst, and it's night and day, and I don't see an explanation for it. So, you know what? Is anyone Rule 5 draft eligible? Maybe. Not really. Okay. Yeah, if it seems like I'm kind of checked out, I am like 1%. Because I don't know what I can do to solve the fundamental problem, which is that the Browns are 1% better every season, and there's no explanation for it other than they have a couple more megastars than I do. Like, at the end of the day, what I need is luck. I can't believe he got that much of the vote. Like, Lip Pike is a bad player. There's no getting around that. 840 hits for a 19th century ball player is awful. You can make my budget $1 billion. It's not going to matter because it's not a lack of money that keeps me from making the playoffs. It's the Browns. And short of just destroying them in the regular season, I don't know how to fix that. I don't think it can be fixed. I think we just sit tight and hope for the best. That is genuinely what I think is our only option. Or, you know, you could cripple one of my players. I mean, thankfully he's not that important to us, but I do not need anyone to touch Franco Lynn from me. I just need you to stop on that. Just shut her down. I can't even beat the freaking Browns in spring training. I don't know what the hell is in the water in St. Louis, but there's also nothing I can do to make it happen. There just isn't. Like, I really need to find a way to make them worse. Which, I mean, I could hire someone to come after the players with a tire iron, but that wouldn't exactly be legal. Hey, you know what, buddy? You're now my long reliever emergency starter. So we'll see what happens out of the first month of the season. Wait, who in the heck are the Kansas City Cowboys? That wasn't a new team. Oh, the Providence Grays. So some of these aren't actual direct lineages in real life. They're just how the game handled it. Let's check things out. Okay, McTammany is garbage. Cairns is hitting better this season. Gleason is hitting better this season. McTammany's still getting on base, so I frankly don't care that he's only hitting 237. I am going to let John Cairns, I'm going to bump him up in the order, maybe. But I mean, at this point, I'm kind of shuffling deck chairs because I don't know what else to do with him. I mean, I don't have another first baseman that's any good. Try to trade for one, I guess. I mean, we're done at the end of the season, so I'm not going to bother hiring coaches one way or the other. Tip, get me a first baseman. Like, a truly great first baseman might actually make a difference on this team. Who knows? Jim O'Rourke can't actually play first, or I'd think about it. Sam Wise is having a bad season. You're actually a pitcher. You know what? Sure, let's get Mox McQuarrie. And I'm even going to offer you Buster Hoover instead. There we go. Let's get an actual first baseman to play first base, and let's see if this moves the needle. Adonis Terry and Bob Black both made it. There's Swartwood back at right field, and he made that. Cap Anson made it for Detroit, and that's it. And it's like, what's the difference between this season and last season? Well, now there's two teams in front of me instead of one. That's the difference. Which I guess is better, because if we're all constantly fighting each other, there's a chance that I'll somehow end up on top at the end of the season. Maybe? I don't know. Stranger things have happened. No, I'm not taking a terrible first baseman. No, who's this hunter that's got a milestone? Oh, Wolverine's hurler. 350 wins. Nice. I could probably use an upgrade in the rotation this season. It seems like Tommy Bond is really falling off. I'm just going to put you on the 40-man and then send you to AAA. Alright, I'm going to try something a bit different. I'm going to swap Stearns and Bond, and I'm going to say always start the highest rested. I want Adonis Terry pitching as much as possible in the last few games of the season, because I think that's going to be a big difference. You would give me a bad reliever, so no. I'm not. No. But thank you for the interesting offer, though. You made me pause for a second there. I don't really care about player development. All I care about is, can we somehow win enough games to make the playoffs? Hey, look, it fucking happened again. The St. Louis goddamn Browns. I'm sick of it. I'm so tired of this stupid team making the playoffs every season. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I have the number 2 offense, the number 1 bullpen, and if my starters are maybe not the very best, that shouldn't matter. I won 95 games, and it doesn't fucking matter because of the stupid Browns. And it... I look at this roster, and I see a 1% better rotation, and that's the only thing that separates us. And yet, every damn season, they're always the best team in the AL. And it's not because they're the best team in the AL. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, okay, this says, oh, you only should have won 88 games. Maybe, but they got really lucky too. And this time, at least, I guess they won the World Series. So, you know what? Fair play to them. But, man, I'm done. I will never touch this team again. Something has to break in St. Louis because this is absurd. It is beyond stupid that this Browns team is the best in the AL for 4 years in a row when they're not that much better than I was. At some point, the breaks have to change, and they just haven't. Whatever. I am going to quit. Who was the worst team in the majors? The Brooklyn Grays. You know what? Brooklyn, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to become your new GM. Oh, Connie Mack. Was Connie Mack that good a hitter? A good baseball player? I mean, he was obviously a fantastic manager. But I don't remember him being an outstanding player. It was pretty decent. No, watch. I get the number 1 overall pick in a year where there is no number 1 overall pick. Oops. Oh, we'll figure something out. Oh, derp. This is the top prospect list, not the draft list. Right. Oh, no, I have the number 1 pick. Yeah, it just doesn't realize that I'm the Grays yet. I should have waited till after the awards were done, but to be honest, I don't think I was going to win Manager of the Year anyway. They were just giving it to the Browns again. So we obviously have a long way to go. Like, mega yikes. But that's good. I'd rather have a system like this where I have players that I can work on and I can improve the team and hopefully we find a way to make the playoffs someday, rather than just relentless, I don't care how many games you win, you don't make the playoffs. So we're going to be playing as the Brooklyn Grays starting next season. This is the same Brooklyn Grays that turns into the Brooklyn Dodgers. So that'll be an interesting thing to think about. It's 1886. We're at 140 games a season now. And it's going to be like that until 1892. Actually, let me make sure that's accurate. How many games were there last? Yeah, there's 140. So, yeah. Okay. Until next time, thank you very much for watching, my friends. We should have a much better... a much more interesting time starting with the next season and trying to make some improvements and seeing what we can make of this team. And our old buddy Buster Hoover's back. Hey, Buster. You've become like an elite level first baseman, which is pretty funny. Okay. But until next time, this has been Avindian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.